Good morning, all of you. My name is Bhatia, and I'm going to start our subject BHIC 132. Earlier, we have studied about BHIC 131 and from starting to 3rd century BCE. This is also a part of ancient history. We have studied earlier uh, Indus Valley civilization, and after Indus Valley civilization, we have studied Vedic period, Rig Vedic period, and later Vedic period. We have studied a lot about that. The Magadha Empire, 16 Mahajan Panchas, and we have studied a lot of about that. We have studied about Mauryan Empire too. Mauryan Empire, in which the emperor, the great Ashoka was there, Chandragupta Maurya was there, and Bimbisar was there. You have listened about Kautilya, you have listened about Chanakya. Okay, the the minister of Chandragupta Maurya, Kautilya, who helped Chandragupta Maurya in starting in the foundation of Chandragupta Maurya, in the foundation of Mauryan dynasty, Mauryan Empire. Okay, we have studied about a lot about that. Now in BHIC 132, Unit 1, we will go to start rise and growth of Gupta Empire. Guptas, Guptas, Guptas. Okay, Gupta Empire. Before Gupta Empire, there were a lot of mini emperors, mini empires who ruled at that time in the 2nd century, 3rd century, and in 3rd century we will read about Gupta Empire. A lot of small dynasties were there. They uh, they used to do whatever they wanted to do, but they were not able to make a big empire at that time. After Mauryan Empire, the Gupta Empire, Gupta dynasty was the dynasty which we can say the golden age period, by which we can say a big empire, a large empire, who have done a lot of things in his empires. Okay, now we are going to start rise and growth of Gupta Empire. The time period of Gupta dynasty was 319 to 540 AD. Anno Domini. You have listened about BCE and AD. Now this is the period when AD we belong to. The introduction of the Gupta Empire. How we introduce Gupta Empire to you. In this unit, after briefly discussing the political situation of 4th century, we will analyze the historical situation which led to the rise of Gupta dynasty. The attempt here will be to give you a political outline of the period, political outline, by which we use the political outline, just the political administration, and the emperors were using some directions for their subject. The emperors were doing some political reforms in their empire. We will discuss about this. We take into account the controversies relating to the succession of Gupta kings. At the same time, discuss some of their achievements which made possible the formation and consolidation of the empire. Kings like Samudragupta, Chandragupta, Kumargupta, Samudragupta very prominently in the history of the empire. We will study about the Gupta kings just like Samudragupta, Gupta kings just like Kumar Gupta, Skanda Gupta. We will study about these type of rulers in Gupta dynasty. Chandragupta II also, which who was very famous for his daughter Prabhavati Gupta. We will study about political background of the Gupta Empire. In the beginning of 4th century CE, no large state structure existed in India. You have read in earlier course that in the post-modern period, two large state structures had emerged in North India and in Deccan. Deccan in south and North in the north. But although the Kushanas and Shaka chiefs continued to rule even in early 4th century CE, their power and had become considerably weak. Satvahana state had disappeared before the middle of 3rd century. About Satvahanas, I want to tell you that the Satvahana rulers, they were using their mother's name before their own name. Just like Gautami Putra Siri Satkar, just like Vashishti Putra Shiri Satkar, like this. They were using their mother's name before their own name. Satvahana rulers. Yes, that Satvahana rulers we are talking about. Satvahana state had disappeared before the middle of 3rd century CE. This doesn't have, however, mean that there was complete political vacuum. There was no major political power, but there were minor powers and new families of rulers were no major political power. Minor powers and new families of rulers were emerging. I told you earlier that after modern empire, there were very short emperors who were working at that time. It was in this situation that the Guptas, a family of uncertain origin, began to build up an empire from the beginning of 4th century CE. Before we take up the history of this empire, we present an outline of political situation of this period by taking up different regions separately. How the Guptas began their began their empire. They start their empire and they start their what we can say. They start their political system, the place and the rulers and the important things they were using, the important political decisions they were taking. They start from that particular place. We will read about this also. Next, north, western, and northern India. East, west, north, south. We are talking about north, west, and northern India. Before the middle of 3rd century CE, the rule of Sasanians had been established in Iran. Because we are talking about western side, we are talking about Sasanians. Sasanians were the group of the people. Sasanians were the group of the people who belonged to a Sasanian rulers also, and they established in Iran and nearby Iraq areas, in desert areas. Sasanians had been established in Iran, and the Sasanian rulers started claiming overlordship over Kushana kings. At that time, Kushana rulers were prevalent in India. Okay, and what is the famous thing about Kushanas? I'm going to tell you that the gold coins were introduced by Kushana rulers in India. Firstly, the first of all, the Kushana rulers established gold coins in India. Okay, that is a very important thing for Kushana rulers. And the famous king of Kushana was the Kanishka. Kanishka. That was also a very great king for that period, and the all subject, all the praja was very much pleased to see the ruler like Kushana. That was very happy at that time. Kushana was a great ruler at that time. Then Sasanian authority also extended to Sindh and certain other areas because they were ruling from Sasanians were ruling from Iran, and they extended its authority to Sindh also. However, large number of coins which are based on earlier Kushana coins and are found in Afghanistan and Punjab suggest that several branches of rulers, some Kushana, continue to rule in the region. There are also the coins of Kidara Kushana and his successors in Afghanistan, Kashmir, Western Punjab, and it is possible that some of these rulers were contemporaries of the early Gupta rulers. Okay, they found some evidences of coins in Afghanistan, in Kashmir, in Western Punjab. So they understood that the Kushanas and the successors of Kushanas were ruling over there because we found the Kushana coins. So now you can ask one question. Then how can we find that these coins are of Kushana kings? Yes, that is very important. That at the earlier time, the rulers were minting the some important type of coins, and they use that and they depict their pictures, some animal motifs, some important flower motifs, okay, on that particular coins, so that the successors or the subjects and the future generations will see that this type of king were ruling over there. That was the main reason for the publicity. Yes, the main reason was publicity. Publicity that the coming generations will see about the important kings, so that they were using some motifs like animal motifs and king motif also. Animals, kings, flowers, natures, they were using that type of motifs so that everybody will see and remember that particular kings. That was a main motive of minting the coins. Next, you can see the building they were using. Because at that time, you can see this is the building of a temple. Okay, temple, the one gateway of that particular gateway to enter in the temple. And you can see the walls of that temple were decorated, were carved with some important, some beautiful flowers, some beautiful animal motifs they were using at that time, so that you can understand that the architecture they were using, this type of architecture they were using at that time to make them publicity in front of all other coming generations. And this is the picture of a temple. Okay. In other parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, old coins against point to the existence of a number of republican states. Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, old coins. These were states which were not ruled by a single king, but possibly by several kings. It was only occasionally that one finds a chief claiming the status of king of a clan. Clan means Vansh. You can understand about the clan. The clan, king of a clan, status of the king of clan. Because if we are talking about big empire, large empire, okay, then we can use king, ruler. If we are using some mini empires, so we can use chief and chiefdoms. Okay, that was not a particular ruler, that is chief. Chief means sardar of the particular community. Okay, you understood. The Madras, mentioned in the connection with the exploits of Gupta ruler Samudragupta, were located in the Punjab. Yodhyas were extremely powerful with their center in present day Haryana. That is very important for all of you, which I am going to make you understand about some important chief and chiefdoms of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. Okay, that these names are very important. If you are going to give a particular exam of UPSC, SSC, okay, then these things are very important. These particular things, just like Yodhyas from Punjab, and Samudragupta, Kushana rulers, and Satvana rulers, and the Gupta rulers, that were very important for the UPSC level. So you understand this very carefully. You listen this very carefully. That is very important, and you can take screenshot also of that particular topic. Okay, Samudragupta were located in Punjab. Yodhyas were extremely powerful with their center in present-day Haryana, and Malwas were located in Rajasthan. There were many other republican states like these, and some of them are even mentioned in Gupta records. Several branches of Nagas, Nagas means Naga rulers also, who become very powerful in Mathura and other centers after the decline of Kushana power in North India are also known. In Mathura, Nagas, very powerful. Okay. Some of the North Indian rulers who were defeated by Samudragupta were definitely of Naga origin. North Indian rulers defeated by Samudragupta. That was Naga rulers, Naga origin. You can see in the picture the art which is going to show that how the art and craft and how these things are very important for the rulers of that time. Western and Central India. Earlier we have studied about Northwestern and North India. Now we are going to start about uh, Western and Central India. Western India and Central India. You have read that a branch of Shatra. Have you listened about Kshatrap? That is a branch of Kshatrap rulers who established themselves in Western India in the post-Mauryan period. Yes, we are talking about post-Mauryan period also. Before Gupta, Gupta is a big empire. Before Gupta, we can discuss about the mini emperors, mini empires, means chief and chiefdoms also. We should discuss about these emperors also because these were very important, chief and chiefdoms. The line of Chastana, to which the well-known Shaka Kshatrap Rudradaman belonged, continued to rule till 300 CE. I will tell you some important incident of Rudradaman. Yes, I will tell you after this. And then Shat Kshatrap Rudradaman, after that, then a new line of rulers began to rule. However, Kshatrap rule came to 11 rise and growth of Guptas and end toward the close of 4th century CE. 3rd century and 4th century. These are belong to Shat Kshatrap. Shat Kshatrap, the famous ruler of Shat Kshatrap was Rudradaman. In the origin of ancient Vidarbha, the core of which was Nagpur in northeastern Maharashtra, a new power had emerged by the middle of 3rd century CE. This power was that of Vakatakas, a new line of rulers established by um, Vakataka, Vindhya Shakti. Okay, Vakatakas, a new line of rulers started by Vindhya Shakti. Vakataka power soon became formidable and a branch was also established at Vatsagulma basin in Akola district. The Vakataka family later on came into close contact with the Guptas. I will tell you how. Particularly after a matrimonial alliance was formed between the two families. Yes, firstly, I will tell you about the Shak Kshatrap ruler Rudradaman. Yes, one important Rudradaman incident was that Rudradaman had made one lake. The name of that lake was Sudarshana Lake. Okay, at the time of post-Mauryan period, Rudradaman made that lake. Okay, what was the use of that lake particularly? What was the use of that lake? Can anybody imagine? Yes, you can imagine. What was the use of lake? To collect the water. Because at the time of dryness, at the time of need of water, they use that particular lake for the irrigation purposes. Okay, and after irrigation purposes, they use that particular lake to beautify their ruling dynasty, to beautify their empire. Okay, so that everybody will see that which ruler has made that particular lake. That lake was very important. That lake was very beautiful, and every passenger and every travelers were coming at that time to see that particular lake, to visit that particular lake. And after visiting that particular lake, they remember the ruler of that particular lake. Because you all can understand that if we are going some important monument, to visit some important monument, then we remember that who made this. Yes, that is also very important for that particular ruler also. Okay, Rudradaman Lake. Next, matrimonial alliance we were talking about, the Guptas and Vakatikas. Yes, I'm going to tell you about one story about Prabhavati Gupta. Prabhavati Gupta was the daughter of Chandragupta II, the Gupta Empire, Chandragupta II, who has made matrimonial alliance with the Vakatikas, Vakataka family, as it is shown in this second last line also, Vakataka family. They came into close contact with Guptas. How? With the matrimonial alliance. Matrimonial alliance at that time, the two rulers, they make some agreements in matrimonial, not we cannot say sides, in matrimonial purpose, that Prabhavati Gupta was the daughter of Chandragupta II, and the boy, that particular name I don't remember, that the boy of Vakataka family, they come to close contact with matrimonial alliance, just like they got married with each other, and some important dynasty and some important states were being very much friendly with both of them, Vakatakas and Guptas. After matrimonial alliance, Prabhavati Gupta's husband has got that at that time in very earlier age. Prabhavati Gupta was got widow, and after the death of her husband, she what she has done, she continue her empire. She continued her empire with the help of her father, Chandragupta II. With the suggestions of her father, she ran her empire. Okay, and at that time, we also listened that there was no any claim in inheritance. You know, means uh, inheritance means the which wife from the we can say at the time of marriage. Okay, the bridegroom, the bride and bridegroom, bride's parents has given some important gifts, some precious gifts to bridegroom family also. Okay, at that you can say dowry. Dowry is a very important thing of that time. When a girl at the time of her marriage, she has got some gifts from her father, from her mother's side. That is a very important inheritance for that particular girl at the time of marriage. And in that inheritance, only that inheritance is a very property for that particular girl. Otherwise, she has no claim in her husband's property. She has no claim. Okay, from 2005, it is in rule that a girl has claim for her inheritance in her father property. But at that time, it was not written in any document. From 2005, it is done. But before that period, if we are talking about Gupta dynasty, then there is no that type of prevalent at that time. No, at that time, girl has only property which she has taken from her parents at the time of marriage, just like dahej, just like dowry. Only that is sufficient for them. But in exceptional case, just like Prabhavati Gupta, it is prevalent that she has got uh, so many things because She was the daughter of a king. She was a daughter of ruler. So obviously, she has a lot of things which she has got from her inheritance also, from her father's side. But after the death of her husband, her father held a lot. It is written in history books that she has she has donated very much land to the priests, okay, without any tax, because that is prevalent at that time. If we are giving some donations, if we are giving some alms to the priest, to the temple priest, so there is a prevalent that we cannot take any tax on that particular land. Okay, that is prevalent at that time. We have discussed about northern, central, and we have discussed about western India also at the time of Gupta Empire. Now we are discussing about Deccan and South India. Wait just 2 minutes. Yes, Deccan India and South India. We have discussed about Kushana rulers. We have discussed about Satvana rulers. We have discussed about Satvana, Kushana, Gupta rulers. Okay, in North India, Central India. Now we will discuss about Deccan and South India. The decline of Satvahana state of Deccan was followed by the emergence of a number of new royal families in different parts of Deccan. If one ruler will if one ruler is going to decline, then some important ruler will come at that time. Definitely, he or she will rule of that particular place. If earlier ruler was left that particular place. Yes, after the Satvana rulers, some new royal families in different parts of Deccan emerged, a number of. In coastal Andhra, there was a succession of families like Ikshvakus, Ikshvakus, Salankyanas, and others. You have studied about Ikshvakus. Okay, after Satavahanas, Ikshvaku means new royal families emerged. Ikshvakus, Salankyanas, and others. And in Karnataka, the most important ruling family was that of Kadambas, Karnataka. The Kadamba power was founded by Brahmin Mayur Samaj, whose whose Telangura inscription gives some interesting details of that particular circumstances leading to the establishment of the kingdom, and also some idea regarding its extent. Yes, some important royal families just like Ikshvakus, Salankenas, and in Karnataka, Kadambas. Okay, they all, the Kadamba was founded by Brahmin Mayur Ashram. Okay, next, the ruling family of Pallavas, which became a formidable power in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu at the south, you can say in the bottommost left side, Tamil Nadu was prevalent over there. And Tamil Nadu, there were Pallavas were ruling. Pallavas were ruling at that time after Satvana rulers. Till the 9th century, Pallavas rulers, Pallav dynasty, till 19th century. That is known from their records to have started ruling from the middle of 3rd century CE. Pallavas starting the ruling when 3rd century, and the end of the Pallavas were till 9th century. Pallavas, Cheras, Cholas. You have listened about triangular trade, triangular war. Yes, we can see triangular war also. Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas, and Pallavas we are talking about. 3rd century to 9th century were ruling where? In south, in Tamil Nadu. You can say the architecture. You can see the architecture. they were using at that time. At the south, in today also, we go to see the temples, to see the architecture in south. That is in front of you. That how they carved the pictures, how they carved the images in front of you. And there was no machinery at that time. There was no any blades, no machinery, no electricity at that time particular. And they make that much very beautiful pictures in front of you. You cannot imagine, even you cannot imagine that this type of beautiful things they made. And these beautiful things were for us. We see these beautiful things and we remember that particular kings of that particular time. Now, we have studied about some important chiefs, chiefdoms. Now, we will start how the Guptas risen at that time. The ancestors and early history of Gupta family are little known and have naturally given rise to various speculations. Names ending in Gupta, such as Sivagupta, which occurs in Satvana inscriptions. Do you know what is inscription? In our earlier class, we have discussed about inscription. Ashoka had started written down on inscription. Inscription are the written document, are the written material on caves, stones, bricks. Okay, that is known as inscriptions. On hard syllable. Okay, Satvana inscription are sometimes taken to suggest their ancestors. But these suggestions are rather far-fetched. Different scholars also place the original home of Guptas differently. Origin home of Guptas. Some would place it in North Bengal, some place in Magadha in Bihar, and some place in UP. Some scholars has got hotly debate on the origin of Guptas. How the Guptas origin at that time. Some say that North Bengal, Gupta's origin period or origin place. Some say that some in Magadha, some in UP. On the basis of following arguments, it may at the moment be suggested that the original core of Gupta territory lay in eastern UP. Yes, after the debates, some has got on a particular decision that the Gupta's origin from eastern UP. You know, UP is the biggest state in India in population. Okay, eastern UP. This is the map. You can say east, west, north, and south. You can say in south there is Tamil Nadu also. In Deccan, the ruling dynasty of Satvanas. Okay, from the north, the origin of Guptas were central UP. In east side, you can say. You can see. Yes, in green, in orange, in light green. Empire of Chandragupta I. Light green empire. This is a place where Nepal, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, that is connected. Okay, Chandragupta I. Next, Samudragupta added, yes, a lot of regions, a lot of place occupied by Samudragupta. Because we have listened about a lot about Samudragupta, that he was a very much ambitious ruler of that time in the Gupta period. Samudragupta, who has occupied a lot of places in that particular place in the particular map. Next, light green. Yes, you can see in western side, Gujarat, added by Chandragupta II, which we have discussed about Prabhavati Gupta and all. Chandragupta II. Allahabad pillar inscription, the earliest inscription recording the achievements of an early Gupta ruler, Samudragupta, comes from this region. Allahabad pillar inscription. I am telling you about Allahabad pillar inscription. Who made this? Harisena, the court poet of Samudragupta. Harisena, the court poet of Samudragupta, has written a lot of praises about Samudragupta, because at the earlier time that is very important thing, that every emperor has hired a important court poet in that particular empire. Okay, the Harisena was the court poet of Samudragupta. What was the use of that particular court poet? He write some important descriptions about his ruler. Just like Samudragupta was the famous ruler of that particular period, and Harisena has written a lot of things regarding that. Just like our king is just like a god, Samudragupta is just like a god. King is the mediator between subjects and God, Praja and the God between. Okay, if we have some requirements, then we say to our king to fulfill our requirement, and he, the king, will ask to the God and he fulfill our requirements. That is a main connection of that particular period. Yes, Allahabad pillar inscription is the very big example of this thing in front of you. The nature of coin hoards of Guptas found in this region suggests this. What? To the Gupta Empire, we can say that the Golden Age. That is written in history book. We cannot say. This is written in history books. This is written in history. That Gupta period, we use the golden period of that particular time. Golden period means the coin hoards of Guptas. So much gold coins were introduced, were using at that particular time. Everybody has a lot of works. There were no unemployment at that time. Everybody has works. Everybody are employed wherever they want to be employed. Okay, that's why it is said the Gupta Empire is known as the Golden Dynasty, Golden Empire also. The description of early Gupta territories in the Puranas may point to this. Description: early Gupta territories in the Puranas. We have studied about Puranas. There were 18 Puranas of that period. It is possible that in the closing decades of 3rd century CE, the Guptas were subordinates of a branch of the later Kushanas ruling in northwestern India. However, literary and archaeological sources indicate that they became independent in the second decade of 4th century CE. Gupta period from 3rd century, 4th century. Okay, the subordinate of branch of later Kushanas. After Kushana's Gupta period start ruling in north western India. However, literally and chronologically, archaeologically sources indicate that they became independent in second decade of 4th century. Decade means 10-year difference. Second decade of 4th century. Now, Samudragupta. Yes, this is a description of Allahabad pillar. An inscription engraved at a later date on Ashokan pillar at Allahabad, known as Priyaga Prashasti. Yes, I forgot to tell you, this is also known as Priyaga Prashasti. Okay, Priyag Prashasti gives us information about Samudragupta's accession and conquest. Accession means how much territory he got conquered at that period. Harisena, an important official of the state, has composed 33 lines which were engraved on that particular pillar. The inscription mentions that The inscription mentions that Maharaja Dhiraj Chandragupta I, in a highly emotional tone, declared his son Samudragupta as his successor. This caused joy among the courtiers and heartburning among those of early equal birth. It can be presumed that other princes might have put forward their contending claims, which were put to rest by this declaration. Further, the discovery of some gold coins bearing the name of Kutch has generated a controversy relating to this. The controversy has arisen because, in many respects, Kutch coin are similar to coins of Samudragupta. Next, the name of Kutch does not appear in the official list of Gupta rulers, as they are available in Gupta inscriptions. Yes, these all things are written on Allahabad pillar inscription. That how the Samudragupta was succeeded Chandragupta first. How Chandragupta I emotionally declared his son Samudragupta as a successor of his throne. Yes, that all things were written on Allahabad pillar inscription. This is a part of Allahabad pillar inscription which was written on that Allahabad pillar inscription. You can see the language that were written. You can see the pictures of Samudragupta. Various interpretations have been given in this regard. According to one interpretation, Samudragupta's brothers revolted against him and placed Kutch, the eldest brother, on the throne. However, he died in the War of Succession. Another view mentioned that these coins were issued by Samudragupta in the memory of his brother. A third view mentions Kutch as the initial name of Samudragupta, and the later name was adopted by only after the conquest of South. Rise and growth of Guptas, there is no solution to the controversy, as each view has arguments in favor or against. We could only say that since the number of Kutch coins found so far is something limited, his hold over the throne would have been for a very short duration. Also, that Samudragupta, in spite of Chandragupta's abdication, did face problems in relation to accession to the to the throne, but ultimately he emerged victorious. Who? Samudragupta. Samudragupta, because you also see in that if a ruler is being in rulership, very much rivals stand in front of him. How Samudragupta is solving all the problems issued in the way of him. How very politely he was solving every problem and sat on the throne of Gupta Empire. The next ruler of Gupta Empire was Chandragupta II. The Gupta inscriptions mention Chandragupta II as Samudragupta's successor. But on the basis of literary sources, some copper coins and inscriptions, it is suggested that the successor was Samudragupta's other son Ramagupta. Sorry, Vishakha Datta's Dramadevi Chandragupta mentions that Chandragupta II killed his elder brother Ramgupta. He did this because Ramgupta was facing defeat at the hands of Shakas and in others' order to save the kingdom. He had agreed to surrender his wife to the Shaka king. That is very shameful for a ruler. Who? He had agreed to surrender his wife to the Shaka king. Chandragupta protested and went to Shaka camp in the disguise of the Queen Dhruva Devi. He was successful against the Shaka king, but as a result of the subsequent hostility with his brother, he killed him and married his wife Dhruva Devi. Who? Chandragupta killed his brother and married his wife Dhruva Devi. Certain other texts like the Harsha Charita, Kavya Mimamsa, etc. also refer to this episode. Some copper coins bearing the name Ram Gupta have also been found and inscriptions on the pedestals of. Similarly, Dhruva Devi is described as mother of Govinda Gupta, Chandragupta's son, in Vaishali Sea. We can say that Chandragupta ascended the throne at the time when there were problems emerging again, and he had to lead military campaigns to establish Gupta supremacy once again. He entered into matrimonial alliances with Nagas by marrying Princess Kuber Naga, whose daughter Prabhavati was later on married to Rudrasena II of the Vakataka family. Though there is no record like the Prayag Prashasti to describe the events of his region, we do get information about Chandragupta's campaign and success from certain inscriptions, literary sources, and coins. He defeated the Shaka king Rudrasimha III and annexed his kingdom. This brought an end to Shaka Kshatriya rule. Yes, this brought an end to Shaka Kshatriya rule in western India and added the regions of Gujarat, Kathiawar, West Malwa to Gupta Empire. The details of Chandragupta's second campaigns against the Shakas are not known. His matrimonial alliances with the Vakatakas and Nagas must have been of tremendous significance in his preparations of the campaigns. Yes, these were the place of that particular Gupta Empire. You can see. On the basis of these evidences, it can be suggested that Chandragupta II was able to extend the frontiers of Gupta Empire to western, north, western, and eastern India. An important incident which took place during this period was a visit of Faxian, a Chinese pilgrim who came to India in search of Buddhist texts. In his memories, he has given a vivid description of places he visited and certain social and administrative aspects related to them. However, he does not mention the name of the king in his accounts, but he speaks highly to the king of Madhya Desha, the region which was directly ruled by the Gupta monarch in this period, under whom the people were prosperous and happy too. Chandragupta II, also known for his patronage to men of letters, and he ruled till about 415 to 416 CE. Next ruler after Samudragupta, after Chandragupta II, next ruler Kumaragupta. Chandragupta II was succeeded by his son Kumaragupta. Samudragupta was the son of Chandragupta I, and Kumaragupta was the son of Chandragupta II. Means Kumaragupta was the brother of Prabha Devi, which we have discussed about earlier. Prabhavati Gupta, sorry. We get information about him from certain inscriptions and coins. Yes, because if we are studying about some important ruler, some important dynasty, first of all, we should collect some evidences from where which we get some information about that particular king. Means if we are talking about Kumar Gupta, So we can get information about him from certain inscriptions and coins. For example, the earliest known inscription of his period is from Bilsad, Eta district, which is dated 415 CE. The Karamdan inscription of Kumar Gupta's minister mentions his fame having spread of four oceans. Means he had win the four oceans places. Rise and growth of Guptas, stone inscription from Mandsaur mention Kumar Gupta as reigning over the whole earth. The Damodar copper plate inscription refers of to him as Maharaja Dheeraj and show that he himself appointed the governor of Pundarvardhan, Bhukti, being the biggest administrative division in the empire. The last known date of Kumar Gupta is from a silver coin dated 455 CE, Gupta era. Next is Skandagupta. Skandagupta, who succeeded Kumar Gupta, was perhaps the last powerful ruler, Gupta monarch, last powerful ruler of that Gupta dynasty, who Skandagupta. To consolidate his position, he had to fight the Pushyamitra, and the country faced Huna invasion from across the frontier in the northwest. However, Skandagupta was successful in throwing the Hunas back. It appears that these wars adversely affected the economy of the empire, and the gold coinage of Skandagupta bears testimony to that. In comparison to the gold coins of earlier rulers, the type of gold coins minted by Skandagupta were limited. In addition to the earlier system of weights, he introduced a new heavier weight system for gold coins, but generally his coins had less gold in them than earlier coins. I told you earlier that in Gupta period we can say the golden age of that particular time, golden age. But at the time of last ruler Skandagupta, there was a very thin layer of gold were coated on the coin. Yes, very thin layer. Otherwise, very less gold were coated on coins. You can say this. Horse rider, Skandagupta. At the time of Skandagupta, the gold coin were like this. Skandagupta rulers after Skandagupta I. It is not very clear in what order the successors of Skandagupta ruled. Not very clear. Skandagupta himself may not have been the rightful heir to the throne, and therefore he had to fight other contenders to the throne. This may be the reason why a seal inscription traces a line of Gupta rulers after Skandagupta from Kumar Gupta I, his son Puru Gupta, and not Skandagupta. Secondly, it is probable that the division of the Gupta Empire into many parts already began towards the close of Samudgupta's reign. Thus, an inscription from Western Malwa, recorded in the last year of Skandagupta, does not refer to him but to some other rulers beginning with Chandragupta II. Because if we are studying about some important incidents, some important event, so we should have some sources to know about that also. The important sources to know about Skandagupta was, you can see the inscriptions. Inscriptions they got from Malwa, Western Malwa. Disintegration of Gupta Empire. In this section, we deal with some of the factors that contributed towards the disintegration of Gupta Empire. Yes, this is the scene by which they disintegrate with each other. Gupta empires. Who invade Guptas? Hunas. From the time of Kumar Gupta I, the northwest borders had been threatened by the Hunas. Hunas, a Central Asian tribe which was successfully moving in different directions and was establishing pockets of rule in northwestern and north and western India. But their attacks were repulsed during this period. However, towards the end of 5th century CE, the Huna chief Tormana was able to establish its authority over large parts of western India and in central India also. Mihirkul, his son, further extended the dominions. Thus, the Huna attacks caused a major blow to Gupta authority, particularly in northern and western region of the empire. Administrative weakness were also prevalent at that time. The Gupta and the rulers of Gupta were not that much important and were not that much powerful at the time of the end of Gupta Empire. That was the main reason of the decline of Gupta Empire, the weakness of administration. The administration got weak at that time, and this was the main cause of the decline of Gupta Empire and the very much benefit for Hunas to invade on Guptas. This created a problem for almost every Gupta king who had to reinforce his authority. Towards the end of 5th century CE and the beginning of 6th century CE, taking advantage of weak Gupta emperors, many regional powers reasserted their authority and in due course declared their independence. In the beginning of 4th century CE, North India was divided into many small kingdoms and chiefdoms. These kingdoms in different regions often fought with each other. It was in such a political situation that the Gupta dynasty undertook extensive military campaigns in different regions. It was under Samudragupta and Chandragupta II that the imperial power was probably properly consolidated. The Guptas remained a strong force till the time of Skandagupta, but after him, the process of disintegration started. Various factors like foreign invasion, dissension within the ruling family, reassertion of power by local chiefs, administrative weakness, etc., hastened the process of disintegration. Every empire, every empire declined at one day also. Yes, this is a compulsory thing. And after the decline of Gupta Empire, there were so many reasons, just like foreign invasion, Hunas, like dissension within the ruling family. Yes, they fight with each other on behalf of the throne. Reassertion of power by local chief, because the local chief has got very important seats in at the name of rulers. So they reassertion of the power. They started reassertion of power. Administrative weakness, because if all will start to rule, then that will be weakness of an administration. And all other sides, they take advantage of that particular weakness and hasten the process of disintegration. That is very important chapter of Gupta Empire. This was the starting thing. This was the starting thing of Gupta Empire. After this unit, in unit 2, we will study about the political system, the social system, and religious system of particularly Gupta Empire. Okay, now this session is going to end. Have a nice day. Thank you.